russosbrand.com, where the pros are the pros.
Did you see the stuff like yesterday with Tony with the
one in Las Vegas?
Bro, I the funny thing is,
you know what, bro? I'm gonna start using. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna start using your won and loss record against you.
Right.
Every time
I've always said this, right? I said, guys, if win and loss records matter in professional wrestling, off the top of your head, give me one win and loss record for one professional wrestler. Nobody knows the win and loss records. I mean, because if you did, it would sound ridiculous. This guy's 986 and 743. Like that's just, I don't know. It's like so stupid. But I just like was driving home last night, and I just get this to me just is the funniest thing about the whole story. The whole thing started off as because Tony was complaining, I guess, about some of the online banter where people complaining about Hook, like challenging Samoa Joe for a title shot. Okay. And it's because trolls online he commented on gender. And like this guy hasn't won a match. I can take a shot at WWE, like because the USA Network said, what was the cage match rating? Take it, because that's funny. I mean, the cage match ratings are good grief. But I would just say that if you took this story and you were just trying to people that aren't in professional wrestling and trying to explain to them what happened, I would tell you like this is a story. You have one guy complaining, okay, that his character getting the character in his show getting a title shot isn't ridiculous as compared to this other character getting a title shot. But the funny thing is that if you just put the visual up and put Hook next to Jinder, okay, like this little kid, then you'd be saying like, then they're complaining about one guy's getting a title shot, then the other, like, which one would look ridiculous is the one that was getting the title shot.
Yeah, right.
Like the little kid, if you show that to just like a normal person that isn't involved in professional wrestling, say like, this guy's complaining that this guy's title shot, and it's like a little kid and a big guy like 6'4" with like 280 pounds.
Bro,
and like you're saying that, like, look at that visual picture is so hysterical if you think about it,
Bro, what's even more hysterical? Think about this. Bro, him putting Hook's 26-1 record out there and this, that, bro,
it's even more ridiculous.
Bro, this is coming 2 days after his team got eliminated from the playoffs.
I know.
This is what you're, bro.
This is what you're,
right? Your team just got eliminated, and this is what you're doing 2 days after.
Yep. Isn't that hysterical? But my God, it's he just provides so much content. If you think about it, it's like.
But think about this, Glenn. As he's sitting at his computer typing that, bro, how is something not triggering his brain that like this is idiotic that I'm putting this out? Like that's the part that I don't understand. Glenn, I'm sure you've done this a million times. Something will trigger you. Something will get you hot. You'll start typing and then you'll stop, right? And you'll look at what you're saying. We've done that a million times. This guy just has no idea of, the things he says and the things he writes and how it makes him look. He just has no clue.
Complete lack of self-awareness. Bro, it's like nothing on his Twitter. Okay, or like tweet, some of this thing you would look at and say, this is a billionaire that owns a company. It's like you would think like, bro, he tweets literally. Okay, and this is the thing. He's from that Dave Meltzer Wrestling Observer message board community. So like these are the same people that I guarantee he was one of them that were back in the day burying Vince Russo's booking, on the message boards and stuff like stuff like taking shots at you like that. He's from that community. All right. So it's like, okay, it's fair game here. Now you're doing this. Okay. Now you're on the other side. You're not the guy that now you do shows. You could be critical of and review their product, his product, just like he was in the community that was doing it to you. And it's like, it's fair game. But you're looking at it as like, dude, this guy is literally nothing more than a Wrestling Observer message board poster. Like the Wrestling Observer guys, the smart marks. His tweets are like the exact same as those as the marks that attack me, but like identical tweets. You know, it's like if your tweet is getting caught up in the cesspool of the smart mark community that tries to attack guys, that insults guys like me and you, he goes, you're not going to get a lot of respect from people.
Yeah.
It's like that, and that's exactly what it is. He's a smart mark. Things that Meltzer thinks is important. It's like the whole
Glenn,
it was funny too. Have you seen this? There's a funny account. Because I don't know how the guy didn't really have any followers, but he shows up on for you, so he showed up on my timeline, right? And it's like AEW Defender.
Yeah.
But it's like funny.
I saw him today. Yeah.
Right. It's funny. But this guy's tweet is like, he goes, guys like Russo, Bischoff,
yeah, I saw that.
Cornette, don't even watch the product. Everything. I'm like, saying, dude, we don't watch the product because it's hard to watch.
Well, that's exactly what I said.
He says, at least Meltzer, right? He says at least Meltzer watches the thing. I go, yeah, but that's the problem here. Dave Meltzer has never missed a minute of any show, and I keep saying this all along. The guy has zero perspective from what the business needs to do to grow and from fans, because the show's never been bad enough for you to stop watching it.
Right.
There's zero reference point of like, well, how bad can it get? And it's like, well, never not bad enough to not watch it. I said, well, that's kind of what a TV viewer, like you're trying to get, like when it's bad enough and they stop watching, that's when you have to change the things you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the funniest thing is like, they're going through this period where the ratings are underwhelming. And like Tony's talking, like he's talking about how great this is, and like they're in the best run they've ever been. And you would think that the wrestling dirt sheet community, instead of talking about how good his shows are, would be like stepping back and saying, like, how can you say that when like 100,000 people less are watching your show than like last year?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know. This
Glenn, listen, bro, here's the thing. I talked to somebody at AEW about a week ago. Very lengthy conversation. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn, you know what the process takes. You are a part of the process. You know, bro, it's a week-long, nonstop process. You know that, bro. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
From the day the show airs, you start the next day all over again. Okay.
Right.
Bro, the person I spoke to confirmed to me with all 3 shows, Tony Khan walks in the day of 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Nobody knows what they're doing. And at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the day of, Tony says, okay, this is what we're doing. That's how he's booking it, bro. He's booking it the day of. Now, Glenn, you were part of the process. You know what it takes. You're never going to have a good show booking it that way. It's impossible,
I'm
bro.
going to call timeout on you, though. Remember we talked about how the fantasy booking games that people play that he played?
Yeah.
Bro, he's like, I've never played the game, but I have people tell me this is how they play the game. Bro, you have your long-term booking thing in the game, the pro kid, like the layout. So he doesn't have to like go. He's already got his like fantasy booking like thing on in the game, and he just the day of the show is like, okay, what matches do we have today? And then it's like, and then you can watch the show, and that's probably why. Like that's the funniest thing, and I'm surprised this story that hadn't gained as much traction as it should. The fact they have no production meetings.
That's
and if you watch their show. The edits of in and out of the segments are super choppy. They're very awkward. Like there's always awkward outs. There's never hardly any packages to explain what's happened the week before. Like none of that. So it makes perfect sense that on the day of, when you don't have time to do any of this stuff, and that's what you're doing. Right. But it just comes back to the original problem, dude. This guy's got 3 jobs.
Yep.
Like, let's not forget that he's a chief. He works for the Jacksonville Jaguars and the soccer team.
Yeah.
It's you'd want to really ask him, like in one of these media scrums, so somebody should ask him, how do you allocate your time during the week towards each business venture? Like, how much time are you putting into professional wrestling? Because I know he's got Jimmy. Here's the weirdest thing: he's got Jimmy Jacobs and he's got Sanjay.
And bro, you want to hear something funny? Let me tell you something funny too. Before I forget, Glenn. Glenn, the person I spoke to has had encounters with the dad. Bro, he said the dad is brilliant. He said the dad, bro. He says you have a 5-minute conversation with the dad, and you learn 10 years of wisdom. He said it is like black and white between the dad and Tony.
Yeah.